You ever see someone's entire life fall apart on a jumbotron? Picture this. A billionaire CEO, front row seats at a Coldplay concert, arms wrapped around someone who's definitely not his wife. A kiss cam zooms in, the crowd cheers, and then Chris Martin, Coldplay's lead singer, cracks a joke that accidentally exposes one of the biggest workplace affairs of the year. Within minutes, the internet knew exactly who they were, what they'd done, and just how deep the betrayal went. This isn't your typical celebrity cheating story. This is corporate scandal meets viral chaos, meets a rock concert that turned into a career-ending expose. And at the center of it all, Andy Byron, once the untouchable tech mogul, now the face of public humiliation. Let's rewind and break down how a single kiss cam moment destroyed a man's marriage, career, and reputation in front of millions.
That CEO of Astronomer resigned. Let me tell you what that actually means. Behind closed doors, the board is saying we have to, as quickly as possible, get the company on track and get the confidence of people. We don't want to have a long argument about this. We want you to land on your feet. So therefore, I guarantee you he was given severance to leave the company, and probably a very sweet one at that. Doesn't make sense that we're giving severance to somebody who did something wrong. But on the other hand, what it does is it shuts down the ability for the other person to sue the company, because oftentimes people get angry once they sit and stew about it and say, hey, this actually wasn't fair and I should be able to do what I want, or whatever the argument is. And it allows things to move forward and allows things to stay secret. That's the other thing, and the reason that severance helps a company. Stick it in my other TikTok. He probably is going to remain on the board of directors, so he'll have some stake in the company.
The night was supposed to be magical. Coldplay was performing to a packed arena, confetti raining down, couples swaying to romantic songs. It was the kind of energy that makes you forget the world outside. Then came the kiss cam. You know the deal. The camera pans the crowd looking for couples to spotlight. It lands on one pair and the audience erupts. But this time, something was off. The couple, Andy Byron, CEO of the AI company Astronomer, worth tens of millions, and sitting beside him, Kristen Cat, head of HR at the very same company. Problem is, that wasn't his wife, and that wasn't her husband. The second their faces hit the screen, Chris Martin drops the now infamous line, either they're having an affair, or they're just very shy. Kristen freezes like she's been caught on live TV, because, well, she has. Andy, he literally ducks behind the railing, trying to disappear. You could feel the tension ripple through the crowd, and someone caught the whole thing on camera. Within minutes, that clip hit TikTok and Twitter like wildfire. The internet didn't wait for confirmation. It went full investigator mode. Faces were reverse searched, LinkedIn profiles pulled up, wedding photos uncovered, and within an hour the receipts were in. Andy Byron was married. Kristen Cat, also married, just not to each other. Reddit threads exploded. Twitter feeds filled with screenshots. Even anonymous workplace reviews surfaced, throwing gasoline on the fire. Astronomer CEO exposed live at Coldplay became a trending topic. Internal Slack screenshots leaked. People even dug up past conference appearances and pieced together a timeline of the affair. It wasn't just speculation, it was a full-blown public dossier. This wasn't just an awkward kiss cam moment anymore. It was the viral workplace scandal of the year. While Andy and Kristen became internet villains, someone else was quietly winning over the public. Megan Carrion Byron, Andy's wife. She didn't post a rage-filled statement. She didn't call anyone out. No interviews. No Instagram rants. Instead, she made just one subtle move. She removed Byron from her last name on social media. Her Instagram went private. Her Facebook, deleted. Quiet, dignified, but loud enough that everyone noticed. And that's when the internet flipped. Megan wasn't just seen as the betrayed wife. She became the symbol of grace under fire. Strangers flooded comment sections with messages of support. Her silence spoke volumes. The betrayal stung worse because it wasn't just some secret fling, it was a public humiliation. And Megan, she didn't ask for the spotlight, but suddenly she owned it. Behind the scenes, Astronomer Inc. was in free fall. Andy wasn't just any CEO, he was the face of a rising AI company, a so-called visionary. But after the clip went viral, the board didn't waste time. He was placed on leave almost immediately, and Kristen, her name vanished from the company's leadership page like it had never been there. No press release, no comment, just poof, gone. But the silence didn't stop the bleeding. Former employees flooded forums with bombshell stories, alleged favoritism, uncomfortable power dynamics, whispers that the affair wasn't news to insiders. One ex-employee wrote, "This explains so much about who got promoted and who didn't." Another claimed the office had been toxic for months. And as if that wasn't enough, clients started backing away, quietly canceling meetings, pausing contracts, distancing themselves from a brand suddenly tainted by scandal. In a matter of days, Andy Byron went from industry golden boy to viral punchline, all thanks to one kiss cam and a Coldplay mic check. And then came the apology. It wasn't some half-baked notes app screenshot or vague corporate memo. It was a full-blown, "my life is imploding and I need to stop the bleeding" type of statement. To my wife Megan, our children, and everyone I've disappointed, Andy wrote, "I am truly sorry." He called it a lapse in judgment. He took full accountability. He even admitted the damage went far beyond what he imagined. No legal jargon, no blame shifting, just raw public remorse. But was it sincere or just strategy? Some people applauded the move. Finally, he owned it. Others weren't buying it. He's only sorry because he got caught. The comment sections were a battlefield. The timing didn't help either. It came after the backlash, after the memes, after the company fallout. Like he waited until the house was already burning before reaching for a fire extinguisher. And while the apology might have earned him a sliver of sympathy, it didn't change what came next. By now, the apology has been made. The wife has gone silent. The HR executive has disappeared. So what happens to Andy Byron? Well, according to insider reports, the decision came swiftly. He resigned. But let's be real. Resignation is corporate code for "we're pushing you out, but letting you save face." Sources say he likely walked away with a golden parachute, severance, stock, maybe even a seat on the board. Because here's the dirty truth. When you're rich enough, powerful enough, and legally savvy enough, you rarely leave empty-handed. But that doesn't mean he's safe. Astronomers Board is panicking behind closed doors. Investors are asking questions. Clients are nervous. Employees are whispering. And the phrase "leadership review" has been tossed around. A polite way of saying, "we're not sure if keeping you anywhere near this company is worth the risk." Public perception, it's torched. Even if Andy tries to make a comeback, whether it's a startup, a book deal, or a redemption podcast tour, that clip is going to follow him. Every pitch meeting, every speaking engagement, every press article. There will be memes before there's credibility. His apology might have checked a box, but it didn't unjumbotron him. We've seen cheating scandals before. Hollywood actors, NFL players, politicians with burner phones, and secret hotel rooms. It's not new. But this was different. This wasn't a headline from TMZ. It wasn't a leaked group chat. It wasn't a scandal manufactured by paparazzi or manipulated through a publicist. It was real, unfiltered, unplanned. A random kiss cam at a Coldplay concert captured the exact moment a billionaire exposed himself, not just emotionally but visibly, in front of a live audience and the entire internet. There was no buffer, no narrative control, no one to spin it. It wasn't a scandal that leaked, it was a scandal that broadcast itself. And now, that moment lives forever. Every time Andy walks into a room, someone will remember. Every investor call, someone will hesitate. Every article about him, every Google search, that clip will be there. Chris Martin's joke, Kristen's face, Andy ducking like a deer in headlights. It's a visual that can't be erased. Can he fix this? Maybe. Time has a way of softening even the sharpest scandals. There are always second chances, comeback stories, LinkedIn rebrands. But what this exposed wasn't just infidelity, it exposed character, ego, arrogance. And when the whole world sees the truth in one unfiltered second, the question isn't just, can you rebuild? It's, who are you when there's nothing left to hide behind? In the end, this wasn't just a story about a man who cheated. It was about how fast an empire can crumble when the cameras roll and the mask slips. Andy Byron was powerful, wealthy, untouchable, until one concert, one camera, one careless moment, and the internet made sure he never forgot it. Because in 2025, the rules are simple. Cheat in private, pay in silence. Cheat in public, pay forever. Because Megan, she wasn't waiting around for healing circles and therapy talk. According to sources close to her, divorce papers were already being drafted. And here's where things go from messy to expensive. Andy's net worth estimated at $60 million. And guess what? No prenup. That means Megan could walk away with half, $30 million. And frankly, most people agree. She deserves every penny. Insiders say Andy has been spiraling, telling friends he's lost everything. His wife, his kids, his company, his reputation. Even his friends are backing away, unsure how close they want to stand to the fallout. As one former colleague put it, he didn't just blow up his marriage, he blew up his legacy. And the kicker, we're not even close to done unraveling this mess. You'd think Coldplay would want to distance themselves from the drama, right? Wrong. Chris Martin, frontman, peace-loving poet of stadium anthems, turned out to be low-key savage. At another concert just days after the scandal exploded, he was interacting with fans between songs and casually dropped this gem. Don't worry, unless you've done something sketchy when the cameras roll. The crowd lost it. He didn't say Andy's name. He didn't have to. Everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. The jab was subtle, sharp, and perfectly timed. In one line, Chris managed to call out a billionaire for cheating, fuel the fire of a viral scandal, and still walk away looking cool and unbothered. It's not every day a rock star accidentally becomes the moral compass in a corporate cheating saga, but somehow Chris Martin handled it better than the executives involved. And the internet, they crowned him king of mic drop moments. Now here's the thing people aren't talking about enough. Kristen Catt, the HR executive who sat beside Andy in that infamous clip. While Andy was doing public damage control, Kristen went completely dark. Her name was wiped from the company's leadership page. No press conference, no apology, no Instagram statement, just radio silence. And that silence? It's loud. Sources inside Astronomer say Kristen might be negotiating a quiet exit, a severance package, an NDA, a slow fade into corporate obscurity. Because when HR is part of the scandal, when human resources, the department literally responsible for ethics and boundaries, is caught in the crossfire, you're not just dealing with embarrassment, you're dealing with legal exposure, company credibility, sexual misconduct policies, internal trust. Kristen's involvement opens a Pandora's box of problems the board cannot afford to ignore. She's not just Andy's affair partner, she's a potential liability. And while the public drags Andy through the mud, Kristen's fate is being decided behind closed doors. Quiet meetings, careful wording, severance clauses, because if they play it wrong, Astronomer could be facing more than a PR nightmare. It could face lawsuits. While Kristen vanished and Andy flailed, Andy Byron did something radical. She stayed still. No interviews, no TikTok rants, no paid exclusives or sobbing YouTube confessionals. She didn't chase headlines. She simply removed her last name from social media, turned her profiles private, and focused on her children. And somehow, in a culture obsessed with outrage and spectacle, that quiet restraint made her a hero. The internet rallied around her. Support threads, fan edits, tweets praising her strength. For every meme about Andy's duck and hide moment, there were twice as many praising Megan's grace. She became a symbol, the wronged woman who didn't need a spotlight to take back her power. And here's the irony. Without saying a single word, she stole the entire narrative. While Andy scrambled to fix his image and Kristen disappeared into silence, Megan became the one person in the story everyone respected. No drama, no mess, just quiet dignity. And sometimes, that's louder than anything else.